How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Crypto is bouncing pretty hard. Bitcoin's at 93.6. This is after it fell down to 89,000 earlier today. And honestly, if you are one of the investors that capitulated today, that sold, that freaked out, this market might not be for you. It might be time to sell, to get out, because you can't handle the volatility. Right now, we're down, 15% from the all-time high. We were down 16, 17%. The market's turning around, which is exactly what we said I thought was going to happen earlier today. I made a video saying that, this is everything that's happening. I think now's a good time to be trading. The next video, I actually went through what I was doing. I opened some long positions, and yeah, I like using multiple platforms. So there's a link to WEEX underneath the video. There's also a link to BTCC and Blofin and those other exchanges. But as you can see here, we opened up some positions. We went SOL 6x. It's up 21% right now. We bounced right off of this prior resistance. I mean, it doesn't get much more textbook than this, right? 3 times that we got rejected, flipped into support again, and now we're bouncing from it. We also had an XRP long. XRP's held up so well. You can see here, XRP at $2.50. I mean, this is very similar, where we were rejected 4 times and then bounced off of this line, used it as support. We'll go through more. We'll go through some of the news. If you don't mind, though, hit subscribe so you can see future videos. Also, like I said, there are links underneath the video to these different exchanges if you want to sign up. And yeah, get ready, because there's going to be a lot of volatility. There's going to be a lot of news in the next 7 days. Be ready. You can check out the links underneath the video. So XRP up 14%. Solana up 21%. Sui up 56%. Sui, just this one was simple. I mean, we actually went with less margin on this, but went more aggressive, 20x. It already seen, I think it was around a 20% pullback. Usually sees about 30%, and I got a little bit more aggressive on this, but I felt pretty good about it. And yeah, we're up 52%. Ethereum just getting demolished. Bitcoin down significantly. Went 4x and 5x on those. They're up a little bit as well. So yeah, if you want to check this out, sign up underneath the video. I think these are the times that you want to be trading. Basically, we had just seen a massive wipeout of longs. We're at pre-key support level around 90,000. We could always fall down further, right? I could have gone liquidated. I still could, but we'll continue to monitor the positions. But you can see, wiped out key psychological level of 90,000. We wicked down right below it, came right back above it, and rallied hard. Let's look at the 15-minute here. We wicked down and automatically, the same 15 minutes, went straight back up. So we went from 91 to 89 to 91, all in 15 minutes. Let's actually look at the 5-minute. Maybe we can even get to a shorter time frame. Yeah, maybe we can't. Okay, we can see it here. Yeah, over 10 minutes. Boom. Straight down, straight up. So if you capitulate at times like this, or if you're going too aggressive with leverage, you have to be careful. If you capitulated and you sold out of long-term positions, okay, well, then you're just not looking at the big picture. If you're getting liquidated, you just have to be a little bit more careful. $640 million worth of longs liquidated, $206 million worth of shorts. So both people got wrecked. Both sides got wrecked. I went over in the video this morning how you can add more margin. You can also obviously set limit orders underneath your current positions. But if you're close to getting liquidated and we're at a key area of support, maybe just put in a little bit more margin. Now, crypto's looking a little bit better. Bitcoin's rallying back up. A lot of altcoins are still down on the last 24 hours. Still a lot of red. But overall, crypto's looking really good. As I said, there's just so much bullishness. You have to just be... I need to be careful how I say this. You have to be just way too emotional or too highly invested if you're bearish right now. Right? Look at this. The stock market, fear and greed is an extreme fear, which is kind of crazy. A month ago, we were in neutral. A week ago, we were in fear. Now we're in extreme fear, which let's look at the S&P 500, BOO. How much is it down from the peak? 4%? And we're in fear. NASDAQ, let's look at the QQQ. QQQ has to be fairly similar, maybe 6% down, and we're in extreme fear. That's crazy. The people that are in extreme fear right now, just, you need cash on the sidelines, or you need to reevaluate your goals here. Jamie Dimon came out today, threw some FUD on the fire. He says Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. Your own bank is ignoring you, though. Your opinion has zero value. JP Morgan says Bitcoin is becoming a structurally important part of portfolios. JP Morgan becomes authorized participant for BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin debasement trade is here to stay, says JP Morgan. And JP Morgan says Bitcoin has already surpassed gold in investor portfolio allocations. Okay, so not a lot of weight behind his opinion there, since everyone at his company is literally like trading against him and pushing Bitcoin, talking about how much it's getting adopted. We have all these companies buying Bitcoin too. Semler Scientific acquired 237 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy re-accelerated purchases, 2,530 Bitcoin just this week. Keep in mind too, over the last 4.5 years, they've bought 33% of all new Bitcoin. This company that was valued under $1 billion 5 years ago, has acquired 33% of the new Bitcoin. That is insane. Just pause the video and think about that. This is a company that wasn't even worth $1 billion. Now they're worth what, 50, 60, 70 billion, something like that after this pullback. And they've exploded, obviously, in market cap because of what they've been able to do. And the fact is that they're going to continue to buy Bitcoin, but that just shows you how much Bitcoin is going to be bought up by these institutions. Like, how much money would you have to throw at the market now to buy the same amount? If you tried to become MicroStrategy now, with MicroStrategy already being here, it would be incredibly hard. They've spent, $28.2 billion. I think you'd spend over $100 billion if you tried to buy 450,000 Bitcoin right now in this kind of market. I think it would send up the price way too quickly. The U.S. government might be doing that here soon. Will Clemente says Sachs and members, this is from the Washington Post, but he posts this. Sachs and members of the Trump administration, their transition team, have been working closely with crypto leaders to finalize a legislative strategy, and Trump is expected to issue executive orders on the first day of his presidency that may address issues including debanking and the repeal of a controversial crypto accounting policy requiring banks holding digital assets to count them as liabilities on the bank's own balance sheet, according to a person involved with the conversations. The Trump team has made it very clear that this is a priority. So two big things that they're talking about there. Well, really just one thing. They want to make it a lot easier to work with crypto in general. Like the debanking issues were really big during choke point. They're a key issue. It's just really hard to be a crypto business in America. And then also, it's really hard for banks to get a hold of crypto right now, to custody crypto. There are a couple that have been given the green light, really just BNY Mellon, I believe. But it's been really hard for these banks to help customers. But imagine a world where they're not just relying on Bitcoin ETFs through brokerage accounts. They hold it for their clients. Think about how much closer these get to people. Like in the chain of money, banks are as close to the consumer as possible. Like there are a lot of older people that have a lot of money that just go to see their financial advisor and go to their bank. So if they can go to their bank and buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin from their savings, they might do it, right? Some people just would rather go through their bank. Or more importantly, what's really the issue here is there are a lot of large institutions, a lot of large companies that have a banking institution that they work with. And if they can't custody crypto for them, they probably just won't do it. There's also been a change in accounting rules recently too, where the companies don't have to show the losses as intangible assets, or they don't have to show the losses if Bitcoin goes down and then comes right back up, right? They just look at the fair value of that crypto. So that's a big change as well. It makes it much easier to show Bitcoin on your balance sheet instead of just always like, okay, there's volatility. It's going to go down 30%, then come back and then probably double or triple in the next few years. But you don't just have to show the loss. You can actually show the gains too. So that will be a big change as well. Could be too that they announce that they're going to start, a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's also on the table as well. BlackRock just told us that Bitcoin and crypto adoption is outpacing the internet and mobile phones. So this is the adoption of cryptocurrency assets. Time needed to achieve 300 million users. Crypto, it took 12 years, internet 15, mobile phones 21 years. Now, sometimes I see these types of graphs and I wonder too, like, how are they counting users? Because a lot of people do have multiple wallets. So I wonder about that. But still, crypto is growing very quickly. I think it's going to continue to grow as well because people don't feel trust in their own government. They don't feel like they want to invest in certain large companies either. They might want to invest via crypto, or they might want to put their hard-earned capital in something like Bitcoin that's not going to be debased. Italy's largest bank, Intesa Sanpaolo, has started buying Bitcoin according to leaked internal emails, which celebrate the first transaction of 1 million euro for 11 Bitcoin. It's pretty cool. There are going to be more and more banks that do this. And we have record high amounts of cash on the sidelines. This is the ICI money market assets, just spiking up obviously since 2022. And it continued up. It was at 4.5 trillion halfway through 2022. Now we're at $7 trillion worth of sideline capital. This is just in money markets, obviously. So there's even more money on the sidelines. And fun fact, Tether just announced that the entire Tether group is going to be relocating and will be headquartered now in El Salvador. Tether will relocate after securing a DASP license. More and more companies wanted to go to El Salvador for their business practices. That's pretty cool too. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Yeah, Bitcoin is bouncing. It's looking juicy. Hopefully you jumped in and bought something. Like, this was a good day to be buying. Of course, we can always fall further, right? Like, we're rallying now. We could always just see a bit of a fake out. Maybe we get back up to a little bit lower than we were yesterday and then fall back down and we hit like 88,000 or 85,000, like something to really wipe out the weak bulls that are like coming back in or like right on the verge of selling today. That could always happen. It's always a possibility, but that's why you have some sideline capital, so that way you can, go in and make some trades, or you just feel a little bit more comfortable. If we fall down, well, you took some profits along the way. Let me know your thoughts though. I appreciate it. Again, you can check out the links to WEEX, to BTCC, to Blofin, all these underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.